let's go. Big poppies. Good, excellent. So our first one, we got 125. Guaranteed you can't beat that.
Oh, come on.
Okay, we got 4 more. I don't know, can you get to 130, you think?
I've never gotten to
Come
130,
on.
so
Well, now we're doing
nice
it on camera.
on the first
you
time.
got a gallery. We got driver out.
Yes, we got driver out.
What's going on?
I think we're gonna have some fun in this video. So,
We're talking what?
speed training.
Speed training.
Yeah, one of the most, I'd say, frequently asked questions is, you know, we go a lot over technique, which is very, very important. Like, you've said it to me before, like, before you can even touch speed, you've got to be efficient in what you actually do to the golf ball. So that's what all that technique is for. But still, one of the most frequently asked questions is, okay, how do I pour on the gas? How do I hit a little bit harder?
Yeah, and I think we're going to go all over the place. So just
Sure. Yeah.
you bear with me,
Okay.
because I'm in a freaking squirrel mode.
I
this
like
thing.
squirrel mode. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so holy cow, like there are so many different ways to go about doing this.
Okay.
And everybody's system of swinging the golf club is vastly different. One of the main things that you have to do as a player in managing this is be very, very honest with yourself.
Okay.
If we're being super frank,
Yep.
most people don't hit it as far as they feel like they should because they swing it like crud.
Fair enough.
Okay, like movements whack.
Yeah.
Sequence of movement is whack, and we can see that very easily because I think on the PGA Tour, smash factor is like 1.48.
Most people don't even really sniff that.
No, they're
Right.
doing something to the ball that's just,
So that's the caveat that we got to throw in there, right? It's
Yep.
like, you're going to attempt this stuff, you have to earn the right to
Yep.
actually pay the dividends from it, right?
100%. I see it more beneficial, the things that we're going to go over, for players that have accomplished or earned a very high level golf swing. And the fear, the unconscious fear that people have when they've earned that is they don't want to lose it. So they
Yes.
don't want to go fast because the fear of, I'm going to lose what I've built for the last number of years, right?
Yeah, I steered away from speed training for many years because I didn't want to lose the look
Yeah.
of that golf swing that, you know, you get complimented on it by people at the range and you're like, I just want to have that.
Becomes part of your ego,
It
right?
becomes part of the ego, for sure.
Which, again, that's very good, but we're talking about always balancing out your system. And all right, well, if you've got a system that's balanced, I mean, dude,
You can go
you
at
got
it
a
hard.
Lambo, you got a 12-cylinder,
Uh-huh.
you're using 6 of them. Come on,
Yeah,
friggin' let's go.
rev it up.
Okay,
Yep.
so with that being said, let's start this off. And I kind of like the direction that we're going because I want to do this from the standpoint of, we'll kind of do it the poor man's way of building speed,
Okay,
right?
let's
We
do
don't need to go out and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars to do this.
No.
You don't need to go get a Flight Scoper, TrackMan, or G-Quad or whatever. You can do some very, very like affordable things to be able to earn this.
Absolutely.
And before we even get into that stuff, I think what would be nice is we're going to talk about 3 main forces when we're talking about movement here.
Okay.
There's a ton of them,
Sure.
but we're going to talk about a rotational force.
Okay.
Okay, so meaning our body is rotating, and
Sure.
what that's going to do to the instrument, it's going to shoot energy out. So that's centrifugal force, which is the outward shoot of anything that's working in a circle. So that's
Okay.
also angular velocity. So if TJ is turning, go ahead and just set up with the golf club, just hanging right here, TJ, just like this. Good. And you'll just hold it right in between your first 2 fingers that way. Good. Now, see the shafts hanging vertically?
Yep.
Just start turning in a circle. Okay, we'll see where that shaft went.
Yeah.
It just shot out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. Oh, it just goes.
Just
so
goes.
it doesn't just stay vertical the whole time, it shoots out. That's angular
out.
velocity. That's
So the
centrifugal
rotational
force.
force shoots the club head out.
Yes, exactly. So that is, I'm creating a force,
Yeah.
meaning my body's going and the club is almost responsive to that.
Sick.
Circles.
Okay.
Okay. The other one is a down and up force.
Okay.
Okay. So we've heard that as vertical force, we've heard that as ground reaction force. A lot of different ways to describe that, but in essence what that does, TJ, just go to the top, you just hold the golf club up here. Okay. Now, just hold it with your right hand if you could. Good. Now keep the club up there and just drop a ton, okay? And now jump only, just jump. Good. What should happen is as TJ jumps, the golf club's going to shoot out and down. There you go. Exactly. Nice hops, by the way.
It's like Phil Mickelson.
You look like Phil in his prime, bro. So,
Yeah.
and what's important as I go through these forces,
Yeah.
what is responsive to the movement? What is responding to the movement?
The club head?
The club.
Yeah, the club.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you started turning, oh, the club responded.
Got it.
When you went down and jumped, now the club responded and went down and up. You went up,
Club goes down.
club went down and out, right?
Okay.
Okay, so that's another one. And the last one is probably my favorite for this because people just don't do this at all, is lateral force, so side to side, meaning this is going to be our target line right here, okay? Well, and for showing this is really good. This is TJ's target line, so he'd be hitting a ball this way. Lateral is just, and you can do this super athletically, so we're just going boom, boom, kind of skating to and fro. There you go. So TJ is moving laterally here. And when we're talking lateral, sure, the pelvis moves a little bit lateral. It does. But really the idea here is that the rib system is moving laterally. And always, what is responding to what?
Club's responding to that.
Exactly. So if you go ahead and set up TJ and you start moving laterally, there you go. Good. So let's go ahead and slow this down. So move lateral and let this just stay here for a second. Okay. And eventually, now you'll go ahead and turn. It's responded. Now, as you move here, that will still be going up in space or back in space as he's moving lateral. So now here's the big one. To shoot this out down the target line, that rib system goes that way. There you go. Now, already that's a lot, just thinking about each one of those forces
Sure.
individually.
Yeah.
Well, what happens in really good golf swings, all three of those forces
There's a combo
are
of all
working
three
in
of them.
harmony. Yeah,
Right.
like you look at Rory McIlroy move, the
He's
reason
got-
he's the best driver of the golf ball in history is he does all three of those forces like
Phenomenally.
phenomenally.
Yep.
Like so good. It's unbelievable. All three of them.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a better driver of the golf ball, which we're talking about distance, to be considered a good driver of the golf ball, you better booty it.
You better.
You can't just boop 220. Man, you hit it straight every time. Nobody goes, he's such a good driver of the ball.
Yeah. they might compliment your wedge game or something, but they're not complimenting that. For
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Because your third shot on a par 4 is a wedge. You better be good at it because you can't friggin' get it to the hole. So you gotta hit it hard.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, that's especially like, the aspiring junior that's playing today. Like, you go watch, I watched the USAM 2 weeks ago at Cherry Hills. Those guys are hitting it it's Colorado for sure.
Sure.
But it
They hit
comes
it
off
400 yards.
It comes off the face, and you're like, that is not like anything I saw when I
Yeah,
was
there's
growing
like
up.
and I saw this. I'll even throw his name out because he won't mind. Jake Stiano played at Colorado State, and
Sure.
I played in locals with him in the U.S. Open locals. And I went, dude, I've seen like good beaters of the ball. Like the ball goes, and then second gear, like there's another one.
Like breaks this like wall.
Bro, he hit third.
He
It
hit
went
third.
1, okay, 2, 3. And you're like, what just
That
happened?
ball's not coming down.
Dude,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, right? Corn Ferry Tour player, but he
that's-
legitimately hits the ball between 380 and 400 yards in Colorado stock
Consistently. Yeah.
and like total command of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So especially like saying up and coming juniors, if you're watching this, you gotta beat on it.
Have to.
Have to.
Like you can't be content hitting at 270. Like you're going to get left behind.
Exactly.
So-
Okay. So let's play with this. Let's hit a
Sure.
couple of shots. What are we gonna mess around with force-wise here? What do you want?
Why don't we do like one force at a time?
Yes.
Does that
That's
work?
perfect. I'm just asking you which force you want to start with.
What was the first one we talked about? First one was rotational.
Yep.
Okay. So you want me to just kind of focus on that one force
Yeah.
here?
So let's just kind of show what we mean. If you just stay right here facing the golf ball, we're going to pick this up and over onto the right side.
Okay.
So that golf club now would be leveraged or loaded.
Got it.
So if you just turn, we'll just keep it kind of on this rotational aspect here. start turning this, your ribs, and then this will respond and shoot. Good. So in essence, what I'd like TJ to see in his mind is if I got the golf club over here, if I do this slowly, see how I'm rotating my chest and then the golf club's going to respond around.
So there's like a little delay there?
Yep, exactly. And you could even leverage it up over here so we're at like 5, P5. And that shaft, like for those of you working on this, should be perpendicular to spine plane.
Got it.
Okay, so now in your mind, if you're rotating around this spine plane, the shaft will appear on the other side through there. There you go. That's the rotational aspect. We're rotating around the axis of your spine to shoot the golf club around that. Yes. Yes.
And then that shaft just works around that spine.
So we're there. Yep, exactly. So that's the picture. Let's go ahead and hit one.
Okay.
Where you're arriving into P5 well, but now you're just rotating to shoot the energy out and around you. So good picture?
I'd say it's a good picture.
Okay. So we're primarily rotational forces. A great guy to see do this. Great rotators on the PGA Tour are usually like if they use their main forces like from a rotational aspect, we'd see typically kind of bigger dudes. Like I'm a rotator, 225 pounds. I just do this on it. So just my mass can shoot energy into the tool.
Okay.
Brooks Koepka. Big old
that
burly
came to
dude.
mind as well.
Yep.
Right.
Look at Brooks. Great rotator. Just goes boom.
Uses a lot of the rotational force.
Yep, exactly. You don't see his lead foot like de-weighting because of this vertical aspect. He just stays planted on that lead foot.
You look at like Justin Thomas, for instance.
Patrick Reed.
Patrick Reed, that's a vertical force.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Those
All
are
right.
primarily vertical force guys.
So let's look at like vertical force. When you talk about unweighting that foot, like what causes that?
Well, so this is, I mean, we'll hear ground reaction force as well. So if you go to 3, okay, good. As the club is still going up here, you're going to drop big because vertical force is all I can't go vertical if I'm here. I can't jump. Jumpers drop.
Jumpers
to go
lower
up.
into the ground.
Exactly. So you will see guys that typically will drop quite a bit from like the P3 to P5 range. They may even heighten from address to P3 slightly, so they're up. So I have a vertical aspect here. Like a lot of, like if you watch long drivers, they'll be set up, they would be set up here, and one of their first moves is this vertical aspect to get taller. Okay, and then as the club is going up, they'll drop. Good, so now as they're going through impact, they're jumping that vertical force to shoot the energy out. You'll also, this force is great for, typically is great for smaller, so shorter, lighter weight individuals.
Okay.
Okay, that will help that type of player most often.
Because they don't have as much mass to just use the rotational, they got to use a little bit of the vertical.
Vertical force is one of the best forces for getting energy out earlier. Okay, and earlier energy out means I'm going to have a dynamic loft for the shallowness of the angle of attack. It's going to get out and then up, and I get the shaft pointing. See where the shaft's pointing for TJ? Like that ball is going to be launched because it's going up, and I've got tons of loft.
Yeah.
Rotational force is great for heavier, taller people for
sure.
the most part because
Yeah.
I'm turning. That's the angle.
So at a younger age, I trained a little bit of that.
Yep.
Just hit these like high draws just
Yep.
to maximize the distance.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
yeah, same kind of picture.
Okay, so let's see vertical force. So we're going to go vertical, down, up. So we're up, down, up. Yes. First, before the golf club even moves, you're going up, then you'll go down, back up. Good. And you'll see there, if you slow that down, you'll see TJ's foot leave the ground and almost replant around him. Because obviously it's going this way because you're going to turn. We're not just only going vertical.
Right.
But that one, the picture in your mind is vertical through the strike.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. Now, as the athlete, does that feel quite a bit different compared to the previous?
That felt quite a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like that vertical force. If I'm only doing vertical force, I'm going to lose the face a little bit more.
Exactly.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Like it does.
Because vertical
Yeah.
equates to extension of the hips, right? Like I would be dropped
Uh-huh.
to be able to go vertical. So I have flexion of the hips. Now I'm vertical, and that's what shoots it out.
Right.
So when I have earlier extension, it slows down the rotational force.
And the rotational force feels like it stabilizes the face. So you got to kind of like, again, play with your steak, play with your recipe. I think that was in the last video, but
Yeah, great.
But yeah, if you struggle to keep the ball in play,
Sure.
you probably don't want to be adding a whole lot of vertical force.
Yep.
If you keep the ball in play fine, you want to bust it, you maybe add a little vertical force.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that leads to the last one, which is this lateral. Boom, boom.
Side to side?
Yep, exactly. And again, always the club is responsive to what we're doing. And the reason that we want this out, right, this shoot out here is it's a very good way, like if see all the pressure in this lead foot?
Yep.
Now, as I am going back here, it shoots the center of mass of the golf club forward. Okay? Where you can always think of these forces, again, this is responding to what I'm doing. So if I just go from here to there, it shoots it forward. If I'm going around, it shoots the golf club around me.
Out.
If I'm going up, this is going down. Right? So you can just see where the forces are going.
Sure.
And what's cool is when you combine all those in your mind's eye, you see this really cool like 3D play of release.
Totally.
Okay, so let's see one where we're more lateral here, side to side. So we'll go before the club even moves from its address position. We'll see TJ move into his trail foot. Good. Then as he turns, he's moving in. Like as the club's still going up, he's going into that lead. Boom. There's the land, and now he would be going away again. Good. Exactly. So let's see one that's pretty substantial here.
Lateral.
Lateral.
Okay. Oh, that feels so.
Yep.
I want to do that one more time.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
think
cool.
I had the sequence quite right. Lateral.
Cool.
Yeah, I definitely feel it go that way more.
Yep. And you can just play with all three of those. That's a good way to just start this.
Okay.
Next, like that's like phase one. Phase two, we're just swinging something fast, and it needs to be lightweight. Okay. So difference between lightweight and heavy. So if you had a 2x4 in your hands, lots of mass in that.
Sure.
So you're going to have. We need a heck of a lot more muscle activation throughout the entirety of that swing. It's going to equate to a slow move, but you'll know where the 2x4 is in space because of its mass. So it's not that it's a bad way of training, it just sure is in speed training. So there's this like old notion of like swing something heavier and you're going to learn to swing faster. No, that builds slow twitch muscle tissue.
And you're looking for
slows
the
you
fast
down.
twitch. Right.
Yep. So this is lighter.
Just an alignment stick, a dowel, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay. And we're going to swing this with speed. This is also to be done. There's been some studies too. This is where some companies that just have instruments that you're just swinging in space that you don't have an object like a golf ball to slow you down can be detrimental to health.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So do this within reason. Again, we're talking like 20 or 25 reps starting off. Okay?
Just swinging this.
And yeah, the idea here, you could even do 10 reps. Let's just do 10 reps.
Okay.
But the idea of this is we're going to make our first rep. It's going to be speedy, but the next rep in your mind is going to be more energy, then more, then more, then more, then more, then more. You're just building.
So build from like a base to the 10th rep is going to be as fast as I can swing it, basically?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Let's just do 5,
Let's
just
do
so
5.
we're not just like huffing, okay?
Okay.
Just first one. Okay, good. Now show more. That's 1. Here's 2. Okay, 3 needs to be faster.
Oh, God.
Yeah, go. Okay, same inside the system zone, so it should play up here. Boom. Okay, 4. Boom, boom, big. Good, and 5 is just hum diggity. Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, let's just hit one. Okay, just a good full one. It doesn't need to be full ham, but it's just a good full. Go. Boom. Okay, over the course of time, what you're doing is you're doing two things. You're teaching your mind that, one, it's okay to go this fast. New myelin,
Yep.
new pathway in your mind.
Yep.
Okay, and number two, you're teaching the physiology of it. You're building your muscle. You're building your muscle in the way that you want. You're building fast twitch muscle fiber, which just collapses faster. Bigger energy output, right? Where slow twitch is just a slower response. And slow twitch muscle tissue is just supportive tissue, okay?
Right.
Where, okay, we need some of that, but what we're looking to do right now is we're building, boom, fast twitch, fast explosive tissue here.
Bingo. Okay.
So very simple there. The other thing that's great, so what is that called even? It's a radar. What's the title of this? So we can,
Swing speed radar.
yep, swing speed radar. You can see these, like,
Sports
quite
Sensors
honestly,
Incorporated.
what we did, we just bought these off Amazon. I think they're $50 maybe. I don't know. I can't even remember. But I know
The only number it gives you is pure swing speed.
just
right?
gives you pure swing speed. Every once in a while, it'll grab the golf ball and it makes you feel like a beast because it'll go 175, and you're like, yeah. No, it does miss every once in a while, but overall, you will see trends. If you made 10 swings and just calculated all 10 of those and like threw out an outlier that just gave you a wrong number or whatever, you'll see your average for where you're at now. And as you build over the course of time, it's just a great radar to just track club speed.
Yeah.
Okay, and again, $50
Yeah.
ish. If it's $100, okay, no big deal, right? Like we're
Again,
not
like
getting
you don't need to be buying all this equipment. Yeah. It's just
I mean-
buy something basic, swing a stick.
exactly.
get
exactly.
faster.
Get faster.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so it's a good way to do things too. Let's make 5 swings to kind of conclude this video here.
Okay.
And all these are just going to be big puppy frickin'
Full
big,
ham?
Big ham. Yep. Let's see what you got.
This is what I was waiting for.
Let's go. Big poppies. Good. Excellent. So our first one, we got 125. Guaranteed you can't beat that.
Oh, come on.
Okay, we got 4 more. I don't know. Can you get to 130, you think?
I've never gotten
Come on.
130, so
Well, now we're
it'd be
doing it
nice
on
to do it
camera.
on the first
You
time.
got a gallery. Awesome.
Well, 129.
129. Boy, come on. You got to touch 130. Come on. Pump. Oh, I think it was slower. 125 again.
And by the way, I'm like missing the face on these.
Yeah.
Are we really concerned where the golf ball's going?
Dude, so this is like, that's actually a great point. Like both of those were like heel, necky, might have been topped.
That one was like all the way out of the toe. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, like they're not hit well.
No.
That's not the purpose of this. And this
Not
is
the
like
purpose.
the ego let go. Is if that happens, dude, you might whiff one.
I might. Yeah.
I mean, you may. Like, that's okay. You're just swinging that stick as fast as you can.
Got it.
There's no system. There's nothing. You're just going full frickin' ham.
Full
Come
ham.
on, 130. Oh.
127.
Okay, last chance. We got 129 as the high right now.
Somebody like slap me or something. Let's get me going.
Come on, yeah. You need some like smelling salts.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, that was full. 126. Okay, so right there, and like, what would you say, like, if we're playing golf? Those are the swings you're making, right? I hope you do.
No. we're not. So the whole purpose, and I mean, at least how this was described to me, Kyle Carruthers, our trainer down in Arizona, was
Yep.
like getting on me because I like to stay in my little comfortable bubble, like 115 club speed
both.
because I know exactly where it's going to go. Not
I
exactly.
look pretty
but
doing it.
I hit a lot of fairways. I keep
Yeah.
it in the short stuff, but he's like, listen, man, like if you're going to compete, like you've got to bump that number up. You've got way more in the tank than you're using. The whole purpose is to take that ceiling off of, there's a ceiling everybody has. You describe it like a governor on a golf cart. You can't go past this speed, your brain won't let you. So
Yep.
you do enough stuff like this, you take the governor off momentarily,
Yep.
and then your cruising club speed
Yep.
starts to pop up and up and
Exactly.
up.
Exactly.
So you're still making controlled golf swings on a golf course. You're just training like this once in a while.
Exactly.
to-
Well, we just built made a practice plan video as well, and I don't know if that's coming out after or before this video, but this is a great way to just kind of shake things up within your practice plan too, because you hit it good enough, you're gonna get bored hitting balls.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting out there hitting 100 balls just like like, you're gonna run into stale times.
Yeah.
Okay, stale time. Let's go frickin' make 5 swings like full cap, and then get back in the system again.
Well, it
Totally
really
fine.
it breaks it up nicely.
Yes.
It's a skill that you need to have. You got
It's
to
a
be able
skill.
to bump it.
Yep.
And then like right now, I'm like my energy just went whoop. So now I'm sitting up here, and now I've got more energy to go do other stuff, go practice.
Exactly.
So
And even if it gets way up here, like sometimes you don't want to play golf that way. Like now, this was like one of Tiger's greatest skills, is he would go, boom, man, frickin' 20-footer that's huge,
and 2 minutes later, he's here again.
hitting a drive that's like playability drive,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And executing really well. Like what an unbelievable skill. Like being able to manage that's absolutely awesome. Okay, but recapping
Sure.
distance stuff. Number one, be honest with yourself. The fastest way for you to increase your distance for most people, the majority of the population, is to increase your awareness of movement and the sequence of that movement so that the ball is most efficient off the face. How efficient is the ball responding? Smash factor, spin rate, launch, curvature, all of that, like major factors to just like entry level hitting it further. Number two, understand your forces a little bit better. We talked vertical forces, we talked lateral forces, and we talked rotational forces. Next, we're talking building proper tissue and building right maps in your mind. Swing something that's very, very lightweight, can just be an alignment stick. Okay, few reps though, because we're looking for like injury prevention here while doing this.
Sure.
Okay, because we're not tearing stuff. We're not in the business of people like injuring themselves because of this. Like you're not going and making 100 full cap reps.
No.
You'll tear up your tissue and hurt yourself. So 20 maximum reps probably every other day, if not every third day, to just build this. And then you can like play with it a little bit, maybe a few more reps here and there. And then finally, the last piece is just full cap, like don't give a crud where the golf ball is going to go. Don't give a crud how well I hit it. How fast can I swing that when there's a golf ball sitting down here, like TJ did to finish it up. Those are great ways to just like, again, the poor man's way of building speed in your golf swing and in your system when it comes to like actual athletics and swinging the golf club.
Yes, sir.
Booty it,
Booty it.
send bombs.